In a country as exceptionally diverse as Nigeria, it should perhaps come as no surprise that Democracy Day is commemorated in many different ways. May 29 is viewed as a day to both honor the struggles and sacrifices on the long path towards democracy and to celebrate the country's continuing progress. But how far have we been able to overcome the housing challenges we face? What policies and measures are being put in place to provide housing for all? It is time for our leaders to begin to think outside the box and create systems and strategies that will help solve the housing shortage we are experiencing in the country. This is Housing Development with your housing diva, Flora Ani. Stay tuned, let's discuss housing in Nigeria right after the news segment.
Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, FMBN, says it has committed over 8.2 billion naira to deliver 2,096 housing units in Kwara State. FMBN made this known while speaking at the commissioning of the Omouni Multipurpose Cooperative Union Limited Housing Project in Ogbondoroko Town at the weekend. According to the Managing Director and Chief Executive of the FMBN, Mr. Madu Haman, the bank was committed to reduce housing deficit and provide affordable homes for Nigerians, adding that 500 million naira was granted to the cooperative society in 2018 for the construction of 108 housing units, comprising 54 units of 2-bedroom and 54 units of 3-bedroom bungalow, including basic infrastructure such as internal road network, drainage, electricity, and water supply to create a conducive environment. He further called on all private and informal sector operators, including the self-employed in Kwara State and Nigeria at large, to use the opportunities afforded by the bank CDHL and other loan windows to become proud homeowners. Housing Development Advocacy Network, HDAN, a leading and pioneer non-governmental organization, has lamented the failure of government to tackle the challenge of access to affordable housing in Nigeria. This was disclosed in a statement signed by the Executive Director of HDAN, Festus Adebayo, in Abuja, who noted that while the federal government under former President Goodluck Jonathan had made appreciable efforts in its bid to provide affordable housing, President Muhammadu Buhari, on the other hand, had since 2015 done less than required to change the narrative in this regard. Adebayo lamented the current situation, where housing is not part of the first 5 top priority areas, stating that it was appalling as it remains the most compelling index in measuring the growth of the economy in developed countries like America and not oil. He, however, urged the incoming government in Nigeria to be consistent in creating an enabling environment to attract investment in housing and make the private sector thrive. The chairman and CEO of Brains and Hammers Limited has been conferred with the national honor of Officer of the Order of the Niger, OON, by the outgoing President Muhammadu Buhari. Mr. Adebola Shaidu was honored alongside 339 notable Nigerians, including former Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Emeka Anyoku, 10 Supreme Court justices, among others. Mr. Saidu was honored for his pioneering achievements in the Nigerian real estate industry, the quick development and acceptance of his company, and his dedication to corporate social responsibility. In another development, the chairman and CEO of Cosgrove Investment Limited, Umar Abdullahi, has been conferred with the prestigious national honor of the Officer of the Federal Republic, OFR, by the outgoing President Muhammadu Buhari. Mr. Abdullahi was recognized for his trailblazing feats in Nigerian real estate sector, rapid growth and acceptability of his company, as well as his commitment to corporate social responsibility.
For details of the news, do well to visit www.africanhousingnews.com. The house we live in and the environment we live is a crucial determinant of a population's health. The need to enhance the living condition of people in any society cannot be overemphasized. The health status of a people has serious consequences on the economy of the country where they reside, as a healthy workforce is a requirement for a vibrant economy. Let's have a look at Kabusa community in the FCT as the resident decry substandard living conditions.
This is what it looks like now in the Kabusa community of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. And what you see now is not new to the residents. From lack of basic social amenities, cost of food prices, lack of power supply, no drainage system, lack of pipe-borne water system, bad roads, just to mention but a few. They say every time it rains, the entire streets get flooded, and the situation can even be worse. This community is made up of people from different spheres of life who share a common bond, that is, living in an appalling state. In a bid to get a clearer picture, the housing development crew spoke to some of the residents who aired their grievances while calling on the government to come to their aid. Mrs. Mercy Musa's business has been at a standstill due to lack of patronage, as many of her customers complain of a lack of money for services.
Things are just standstill because of, in fact, I cannot really explain what is happening. So I am just pleading to this administration that is coming forth that he should try and know how he was going to do with this country, Nigeria, so that this we can have good life. Because just imagine that you stay for how many days, you will not see food to eat because there is no market. Even when you come, like yesterday, I did not do anything here. Day before yesterday, I did not do anything. Almost going to a week. In a week, you cannot even get most of even 5,000 naira. There are a lot of things. We are still talking about the same security of a thing. They stole my gen. In fact, this place is just somehow. Do you understand? There is no good road. Like now, yesterday I prepared for AMAC. I'm still ready for them to come, because every year you find out they will come here and collect our money without not doing anything. Every rainy season, you see things are just somehow for person. For you to even go to your house is a problem. For you to trek when rain fall here now, for you to trek from here to road is a big problem.
For Mr. Paul, who is in his mid-30s and makes a living via his laundry business, the center can no longer hold, as electricity supply, among other challenges, makes living in Kabusa difficult.
Kabusa, what we face is house rent is very, very cost. The light issue, like me, I used to do laundry business. They do to light, I have challenge. I look at my shop, see clothes. For how many days, no lights. We are facing so many challenges. No road from here to town. You cannot access better road. No road, and we are paying tax. Apart from my laundry, I don't have any business. I just manage my normal bill. I do to go out to hustle for customer, to earn my day. Sometimes if I don't have if customer come, I will plead with the person. Or guys see light, they'll see how it be. The person will understand because of the way we live in Kabusa.
With 4 kids to cater for, one would say it's not all rosy for Mrs. Sarah Timothy.
I have 4 children. Yes, they are staying with me here. Light, we have light for Kabusa here, but the problem, the bill is too much. So no be say my husband one can better work when they do. They manage ourselves small, we thank God. These ones when I fry and we use and they manage ourselves. Now business my husband they do. But sometimes you know have if you go work like this, not see better money. Now the bonds when I sell, now I go still use them. Cook for my children, made them eat.
The access road to get by every day is a major challenge for Mr. John, who called on the government to provide the necessary infrastructure to make living better for him and his family.
The living condition in Kabusa is very good. We are living in a good condition with the indigenes. Our challenges is the nation, the government. The government is not providing our living inabilities for us to live very fine. So you can see the environment, no water, you must buy, no good road. They go start this one from year to year. This is why I come this Kabostan, so then they do different contracts. See this Babawari don't they come out. So that is the only challenges we have here. We don't have any government infrastructure. Is government infrastructures, access road, that is number one. Water, that is number two. And this government hospital, the major thing that we have, somebody like me I'm facing in Kabosa is access road. We don't have any access road. So they have to come and know what they do about it.
While many people put a smile on their faces just to get by every day, despite the lack of infrastructure and extreme poverty, there is no gainsaying that the people need intervention.
You will agree with me that the residents of Kabusa community need basic amenities and good infrastructure put in place to make their living conditions comfortable. I will be back in a moment. Welcome back. You're watching Housing Development. It is a new dawn in Nigeria. New administration in place with a manifesto of renewed hope, which prioritizes the creation of sufficient jobs and wrapping up of local production of goods, investing in agriculture and public infrastructure, providing economic opportunities for the poorest and the most vulnerable, as well as creating better national security architecture to tackle all forms of insecurity. What are Nigerians' messages to the new government as regards housing? Let's find out.
The new current president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will be able to put some of those things into consideration. That some people, they are earning, they are civil servants, but their salary is very small. You understand? If you compare to their take home, the money they are earning is very small. They cannot be able to cater for their family much the way they want it to be, talk less of going to own in houses. So it's not something that is very easy. And at the same time, there's many ways that government can be able to do to make some individual or the civil servants who own in houses. Take for instance, there are some banks that give out a loan. There are some government agencies that make a provision for their staff to own a property. You get it? So at least if government can be able to put some of those things into consideration by making an proper arrangements, taking some amounts of token from the inside their salary gradually, you get the form of a loan in order for them to be able to acquire a property, it will go in a long way.
More houses should be produced. There are a lot of houses due to high rates of the rent. Empty houses are all over and people are suffering. You go to some places, you find 5 to 10 people in just an apartment, and we have a lot of empty houses all over the town because the rent stage is on the high side. So he should provide more houses for us and then do something about the rent to reduce it so that everybody will be settled.
I think they should be able to at least bring a new policy how to go into this house schemes systems. so that they can also invite the agencies and the ministry how to at least finance the house scheme service system. If they can be able to do so, I think everything will be okay.
We are actually facing problem of housing in the country presently, especially those of us in FCT. We want the government to give mortgage with lesser interest rates. They should make it available. Then the civil servant especially, we should be able to access the NHF loan easily. It shouldn't be with bottleneck. And also, like the green areas, those ones, the airport road, other areas, the government can even decentralize the federal secretariat, have the offices in the satellite towns, whereby developing that area so that people can build new and fresh estates there.
I urge the new administration to actually concentrate on effective revenue mobilization in housing sector, and not just mobilize revenue from them. You also see how to kind of help those that are having housing challenge, mass housing. Yeah, because a lot of persons that are having housing problem are those people that cannot afford it.
The way they see about the house in Nigeria is too cost, and the work is not too there for Nigeria, and even the small one where you get not be say the amount too much for person. And some estates now, if you look around it, you see so many estates they empty and nobody rent it because of the cost of the amount of the houses. May government try to look into it for us, because it's no easy.
Voices on the street there. In recent years, the cost of living is rising sharply, from paying house rent to buying foodstuff and other home essentials, not just in the nation's capital but around the country. Let's take a listen to Abuja Residents as they lay bare their concerns.
The National Bureau of Statistics' latest report states that Nigeria's gross domestic product, GDP, growth declined to 2.31% in the first quarter of 2023. This decline can be attributed to so many factors. However, chief amongst these factors, according to the Bureau, is the cashless policy introduced by the Central Bank of Nigeria in 2022. However, Abuja, the nation's capital, has been experiencing high cost of living in recent times, with many residents struggling to make ends meet. In an interview with some traders in Lugbe area of Abuja, one Mrs. Eukaria, a roadside food seller, lamented the cost of food items and fuel in the market and the cost of transporting them as the major factors that affect the prices of goods she sells.
Surviving, but something is very costly. Like this year I'm selling now. The thing is very costly now. I don't even know where we are going, because yam where would they buy? See yam where would they buy 800, 700? Now we see 1,200, 1,500 for each one. So if you can't send them, come out money where you use to buy the sauce, to do the sauce, you're not going to even see anything. So the thing they make it to see something where children go to eat, school fees, all these things, they hand us.
Meanwhile, many residents have resorted to taking on side hustles in order to supplement their income and make ends meet. This is the story of Samuel Godstime, a clothes seller in Gudu Junction, who said he cannot depend on one source of income to survive in Abuja.
It's just that I got a passion for the business right from time, and considering the cost of living, you know, the income we realize now is not even up to our needs, up to handling our needs. So the business, I came about the business from side hustle, doing it with little capital, but as time goes on, I think it's even more beneficiary to me, even more than doing anything else. Understand? It's good for someone to realize, because the country now is no longer favorable. and it's good in anything you are doing. Just try to get a side something that you attach to it to really enhance you more.
According to a recent study by the National Bureau of Statistics in collaboration with other development partners, 133 million Nigerians are experiencing multidimensional poverty. Some Abuja residents are not left out of these statistics. The high cost of living is largely attributed to the high cost of rent, healthcare services, transportation, and food. Louisa Ibrahim, a trader in Lugbe area, expressed her frustration with the situation, stating that the high cost of living is making it increasingly difficult for them to provide for their families and maintain a decent standard of living.
I just try my best. I fry awara around this mango tree. Kuma they do rice and beans. For our house, we call them garogoromai deaji. Before, if you want to put your kid for primary school, now only 1.5 or 1.8. Now I carry my first daughter where I go. Now 8,500. Now, if you see the school ma, no chair like that, some children they sit down for ground. You go wash your picking clothes well. Just do iron. Carry go school. Before like 2 hours now, if your picking come back now, so you go see and every place do dirty. Get dirty. You no good like that. Make them efforts now. Now government school, our children they go. We not get the money, we go carry children go private. If you want to go private now, what you go use and carry your children go private? The small business way they do.
Although high cost of living is a national and even global phenomenon on different levels, however, the case of the nation's capital, Abuja, is different and has made it necessary for many residents to take on side hustles, going the extra miles in order to survive.
There you have it, Abuja resident and their living plight. Moving on, in his inaugural speech, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu told Nigerians his swearing in was a sublime moment. He says, and I quote, "We have endured hardships that would have made other societies crumble. Yet we have shouldered the heavy burden to arrive at this sublime moment where the prospect of a better future merges with our improved capacity to create that future. We do hope for a better future for all Nigerians." Welcome back. It's just 54 days to the 17th Africa International Housing Show, the largest housing and construction festival in Nigeria. Plan now to join real estate professionals from around the world at West Africa's premier affordable housing conference for the latest news, innovations, and best practices. Over 15,000 housing and industry-related professionals attended last year's event. This year's conference will be packed with experts and information to help your business meet challenges and deliver for your client. Exhibitors from over 10 countries will be in attendance. If you missed last year's conference or just want to relive the highlights, watch this.
Abuja Housing Show is where new thinking, new ideas were being cooked, where paradigms are being shifted, where capacities are being built, where talents and new thinkings are being showcased, where new products are being showcased. It connects the demand side to the supply side, and it's not just a trade fair where you go to buy. You also buy not only material things, you get knowledge, because people do come all over the world to share their best practices. So best practices were shared, and people always leave the trade fair always enriched, always better. About 3-4 years ago, I made it compulsory for all my master students to participate in the fair. If they don't participate, then they cannot say that they have enriched program. If it's good for me, it's good for my students, it's good for all Nigerians. You have what you want. Are you looking for new ideas, new ways of doing what you have been doing and not getting results? Come, you will see someone who has tried new thinking and has gotten results. You want to enter into the market and you are just a novice, you want to learn. Come, you will have clear mind after the housing fair. So I'm really encouraging us that block those days. Block it in your calendar and really come there. You will be blessed you did.
Abuja Housing Show is a unique platform. It's literally the one place where you can get the best minds in Nigerian real estate coming together and sharing ideas, and you can get all the information you need under one roof. And it's something we've been part of for a while, and we intend to continue being part of it. And we're looking forward to the one happening this July.
I've always liked the idea of Abuja International Housing Show. I've always supported AICS. I see it as a unique platform to network, to learn, and to share experiences.
Abuja International Housing Show has been the baby of hydroform. Since inception, I can tell you that we have never missed one. So we at hydroform endorses Abuja Housing Show, and we recommend it to the general public, and we are using this platform to say you are going to miss a lot if you don't show.
For participation in Africa's International Real Estate Festival as an exhibitor, do well to visit the website shown on your screen. That is it on Housing Development today. Thanks for watching. I remain your Housing Diva, Fleur Annie. God bless Nigeria.